we are back with some more Changkyun content because it is his solo debut with Sony Records this week. Woohoo! Overdrive.
Yes. We are all excited that he is going to have his debut with Sony Music Korea. And my goodness, like, oh my gosh, we're so excited. There's like all
we can't even talk about it. We're just like, guys, it's happening.
I know. There's so many different versions. Like there's a polka album version. There's like, US only versions, like that goes to the billboards. There is the Korean versions. And so like, oh, so good. Yeah.
So much stuff happening, coming out, that we wanted to take like a little bit of a look back at some stuff we hadn't actually watched for the channel. And actually, I haven't watched this at all. This is Welcome to My Baverse, episode 2, starring I Am. And it's from a year ago, and I have never watched it. Never.
Yeah.
Why didn't I know about this? What's wrong with me?
Yes, and a lot of Monbebe said that like if you wanted to know more about Changkyun, this is a great documentary about him and of him and him being interviewed, for you'll see a lot of his personality come out in here, and you'll understand like his inner workings, of his mind in here.
Well, and it's kind of unusual to have like a solo interview when you're not promoting, let's say, a solo release. Unless maybe this was during when Duality came out. Could have been.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We always love seeing like, the whole Monsta X together, of course, with their brotherhood. We love that so much. But we also love seeing them in this setting as well, because it's very personal and we get to know them much better, so yeah.
And we both love a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, who doesn't? So.
All right, yay! Okay, I'm so excited to check this out. All right, you ready for this?
All right, yes, I am totally ready.
Welcome to my Baverse. I am style. Here we go.
Okay.
A long time ago, they say that humans could see music with their eyes. The inner soul in each musician was visualized through music. People called this visible music Baverse, and through it, they could understand each other completely. But when the mysteries of the world were shattered, visible music disappeared. Humanity no longer believed that humans could see music. Then in 1877, Thomas Edison invented the cylinder record. Every time it played music, it projected the shape of music. Through Edison's eyes, music could still be seen.
Oh.
아이돌 되는 것 자체가 저한테는 트라우마였어요. 항상 드는 생각은 내가 이거를 언제까지 할 수 있을까? 내가 시간이 지나도 가치가 있는 사람일까? 제 성공에 대해서는 크게 발악을 할 것 같은데 필사적으로 행복하려고 하지는 않는 것 같아요. 행복하면 좋죠. 좋은데 행복하려고 애쓰는 것도 조금 너무 힘든 것 같아. 안녕하세요. 26살 임창균이라고 합니다.
So pretty.
Right?
너 지금 이제 데뷔 몇 년 차지?
저희 7년 차요.
진짜 시간 빠르다. 우리 처음에 노멀 씨 봤을 때.
그러니까요.
와, 그때 진짜 엄청 애기 같았었는데.
19, 20살
어.
그때쯤이어서. 인생에서 가장 많이 바뀐 시기는 첫 번째로는 아마 자퇴했을 때인 것 같고 두 번째로는 첫사랑이랑 헤어졌을 때인 것 같고 세 번째로는 데뷔하고 나서인 것 같습니다.
그때 엄청 뭔가 어려워했었던 기억인데, 그러니까 네가 늦게 합류하면서.
그렇죠. 예. 저는 노멀씨라는 프로그램의 중간 투입이었습니다. 주변에서의 뜨거운 욕바지와 질타를 받고 멸치저치하면서 데뷔를 하게 됐습니다. 와, 너무 마음고생이 심했어요. 미움받을 건덕지가 너무 충분한데 누가 내 얘기를 들어주겠냐고요. 그냥 데뷔나 일단 하자라는 생각으로 버텼습니다.
선배님 인사드리겠습니다.
Just burn!
안녕하세요. 저는 이제 데뷔한 지 막 2주 된 Just B라는 그룹의 이건우라고 합니다.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 사실 지금 많이 긴장이 되고 떨리기도 하는데 선배님께서 이제 어렸을 때부터 이 길을 꿈꾸게 되시고 그리고 지금까지 오시면서 어떻게 이 길을 계속 걸을 수 있으신지 좀 궁금합니다.
일단 맨 처음에 시작했을 때는 단정지어서 아이돌이 되고 싶다라는 생각은 안 했었고요. 음악이 좋아서 시작을 한 거라서. 일단 오디션이 있으면 서울을 갔었던 것 같아요. 서울 가기 전에 이제 버스터미널에서 예매를 한 다음에 가서 할 거 연습하고 또 연습하고 그냥 가사 또 무작정 쓰고 그랬던 것 같아요. 일단은 광주를 벗어나서 서울을 간다는 것 자체가 그때 당시에는 이제 걱정보다는 설레임이었던 것 같아요. 내가 이렇게까지 뭔가 한 가지에 열정을 가지고 임했었던 게 처음이었던 것 같아. 그래서 그 열정이 자연스럽게 자신감으로 변한 게 아닌가. 노래 찾아가지고 mp3 파일에 넣어서 듣다 보니까 이제 이거를 부르고 있는 내 모습이 상상이 되고 상상을 하다 보니까 내 거를 한번 만들어 볼까라는 생각이 연계가 됐던 것 같아요.
Oh, this is
제가
so pretty.
처음으로 음악 장비를 샀던 게 MXL의 990이고 그때 당시에는 이제 방음도 안 됐었고 해가지고 그 얇은 이불 같은 걸로 부스를 대충 만들어 놓고 그렇게 했던 기억이 있습니다. 뭐 이런 식.
밖에서부터 뿜뿜뿜뿜뿜뿜. 그래서 이 집이 그렇게 위스키가 그렇게 맛있다면서.
여기가 위스키 맛집입니다. 남대문에서 내가 직접 공부한 맥켈란 18년산이 있고요.
오케이.
네.
오케이. 느낌 있네.
야.
내가 사준 거 다 마셨어?
그럼 형 거는 여기 있지.
아하. 그 여기서 제일 잘 나가는 게 뭐예요?
제일 잘 나가는 거.
네.
이게 만져보면 느낌부터가 달라. 뭐 언더락으로 마실래? 아니면 그냥
난 에브리띵 이즈 굿이지. 그래서 일단은 우리가 술을 먹기 전에는
달래줘야지.
달래줘.
Oh my gosh. One brain.
Right?
$808.
808.
이것도 808이네.
그렇지.
808 가야지.
너의 음악에는 808이 항상 늘 존재하잖아.
항상 있지.
그렇지.
1단지,
이거는 초코 우유랑 딸기 우유인데 2+1이라서
네.
이렇게 사왔어. 해장의 효과가 있어.
맞아.
이게 초코 우유가. 근데 또 귀엽잖아. 초코.
귀엽지. 1단지 너무 귀엽지.
그리고 이거는
What is cute?
너무 귀여워서.
Because it was cute.
몬스터
이게
먼치.
또 몬스터 먼지야. 이름이. 여기 다 귀여운 거밖에 없네. 창균이도 귀엽잖아.
누구세요?
창균이 3년 동안 사랑하고 있는
Oh my gosh.
네, 안녕하세요.
Embarrassing.
막상 얼굴 보니까 그냥 너무 보고 싶었다는 말밖에 안 나오네.
어떻게 지내요?
나는 하루 종일 창균이 생각하고
네.
창균이가 올려주는 채팅 보고
He's so embarrassed.
생각하고 영상 보고
Oh my gosh.
오늘 뭐 할까? 작업할까? 생각하고
저를 좋아하시는 분한테 어떤 말을 해야 이게
He gets so
헤어질지를
embarrassed.
모르겠어서 제대로 표현을 못하겠네.
새벽에 잘 울리는 거 있잖아요.
응. 지금 여기서 말고
낯간지럽거나 조금 부끄러워요 지금.
낯간지럽죠. 네, 부끄럽죠.
나는 마구마구 쏟아낼 수 있는데. 소인아,
와 대박이다.
어떻게 해야지? 글램 모렌지 한번 가볼까?
가볼까?
가보자.
Oh my gosh. These two.
향이 너무 좋다 이거.
술맛 어때요?
진짜 이렇게 얘기해도 될지 모르겠지만 진짜 쩔어.
쩔어.
약간 쌉쌀한 초코 맛이 나는데 그 끝에 살짝 이렇게 나를 이렇게 이러고 지나가 초코가.
그지?
나 지금 되게 못생겼지 않았냐? 초쌩얼이 가가지고 너도 초쌩얼이긴 하잖아.
나도 쌩얼이야. 완전 쌩얼이야.
근데 피부 많이 좋아졌다 창균아.
고마워요.
투자는 그에 있어.
그럼,
가치가
그럼.
있는 거야.
돈이 최고야.
그럼 돈 좀 많이
Money
벌고 싶다.
rocks.
그러니까.
어떻게 하면 집값이 떨어질까?
그니까 그거 진짜 조금 심각하긴 해. 20대 안에 내 집 마련이 가능한 걸까? 일단은-
진짜 집 사고 싶다.
30대 안에라도 내 집 마련이 가능한 걸까?
근데 창균이가 이런 작업실도 얻고 몬스타 X 앨범에 딱 이렇게 멋있는 음원들도 또 넣고 진짜 많이 지났다 세월이.
그 뭐야 형 스타쉽에서 작업실 진짜 화장실 정도도 안 되는 그런 정도의 사이즈에서 작업하고
그렇죠.
그때 나도 작업할 공간이 없어가지고 가끔 형한테 이제 가사 쓴 거
그치.
해가지고
녹음하고. 그치.
가끔 같이 쓰고.
그치. 진짜 열심히 해야겠다. 조금 더 나아갈 수 있는데.
그치. 근데 뭐 항상 뭐 불상사 같은 게 너무 많았던 것 같아.
그치. 뭐
너무
여러 가지 일들이 많았.
사건 사고도 너무 많았었고.
근데 그런 게 있기 때문에 우리가 조금 더 단단해진 느낌이
맞지.
있기도 하는 것 같기도 해. 진짜 너무 슬퍼졌다.
No.
할 수 있다.
어때 막 이런 소개 얘기하는 거 막 그렇게 낯간지러워 하잖아. 요즘에 고민 같은 거 없어?
고민? 고민 딱히 없는 것 같은데. 힘든 거 없냐?
응?
힘든 거 없어?
힘든 거? 사실 나도 요즘에 생각이 좀 많이 딥해졌어. 모르겠어. 너도 한번 겪었던 문제겠지만 6년 차가 되면서 많은 생각이 들 시기인 것
그치.
같더라고.
그거잖아. 그 여태까지 내가 쉼없이 달려온 길에 대해서 그냥 쭉 직진만 하다 왔는데
잠깐 돌아서서 보니까
맞아.
앞으로 해나가야 될 것에 대한 의문점 같은 시기인 거잖아.
맞아, 맞아.
그치? 그냥 계속 의문점을 가지면서 살고 있는 것 같아. 근데 이게 나쁜 상태는 아닌 것 같아. 왜냐면 의문점이 있어야 뭔가 계속 꾸준히 해야 되겠다라는 이런 긍정적인 불안감이 있는 거니까. 내가 하고자 했던 게 내 거 음악이라서 거기에 몰두를 해가지고 신경을 걷다가 좀 집중시켰던 것 같은데. 개인 앨범을 만들었을 때는 다른 분들의 생각 같은 거나 그런 거를 신경 쓰지 않았습니다. 그냥 진짜 오로지 나만 생각했고 그냥 제 자신에 대해서 좀 내면을 깊게 사봤다라는 느낌이 맞는 것 같아요. 내가 이런 감정까지 있었구나라는 거, 그런 거.
I like that. Like he shined a spotlight inside.
전체적인 무드를 봤을 때 혼자 있는 걸 좀 좋아하고 고독한 시간을 좀 즐기고 하는 걸 보면 유년기 시절이 있었기 때문에 현재 자아가 완성된 게 아닌가 생각합니다. 저는 어릴 적에 해외에서 4년 정도 살았고요. 그리고 바로 미국으로 가서 보스턴에서 3년 정도 살다가 바로 한국으로 안 들어오고 세계 여행 같은 거를 좀 많이 하고 나서 이제 한국에 들어왔습니다. 보스턴에서 살 때는 일단 굉장히 자유로웠던 것 같고 눈이 오면 그 스노보드를 뒷동산에서 탔던 기억이 있습니다. 한국으로 돌아오는 비행기 안에서 울었던 기억이 있습니다. 비행기 돌려달라고. 중학교 시절에 제가 자퇴를 했는데 문화적으로 차이를 좀 많이 느꼈어서 이렇게 스트레스 받으면서 학교 다니고 이럴 바에는 내가 그냥 집에서 공부를 하는 게 낫지 않을까 싶어가지고 하게 됐습니다. 집에서 공부를 해보니까 마냥 행복하지만은 않았던 것 같아요. 일어나면 애들이 책가방 메고 학교 가는 그 모습이 조금 쓸쓸하면서 외롭더라고요. 한창 이제 친구 사귈 때니까.
Right? A
창균이가
lot of social stuff.
한창 이제 저희 컴백 활동할 때 소크라테스의 뭐 무슨 뭐 책을 보고 있었어요. 그걸 혼자 앉아가지고 저기 앉아가지고 혼자 이어폰 꽂고 책 이렇게 보고 있어요. 그럼 이제 제가 가가지고 각 좀 잡지 마. 창균아. 창균이가 아니야 형 진짜 이거 나 보는 거야. 그래서 오케이. 미안해. 어떻게 보면 되게 다크해 보일 수도 있는. 근데 또 창균이랑 얘기를 해보고 매일매일 같이 이렇게 스케줄하고 하다 보면은 그런 친구 아니라 처음에 봤던 그냥 그런 귀여운 동생. 뭔가 하나로 정의를 내릴 수가 없는 것 같아요, 창균이가. 어려운 친구예요.
Complicated.
예. 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 예, 예. 제가 지금 작업하고 있는 곡에서 담아내려고 하는 감정은 담담함. 그래, 슬퍼도 뭐 외로워도 뭐 그냥 담담하게. 네, 저는 솔직히 말씀드리면 우울을 조금 즐깁니다. 나는 이게 너무 좋다고 했더니 이해를 못 하시더라고요. 이게 가끔은 100마디 말하는 것보다 그냥 가만히 이게 심장 소리 들려주는 게 그 설득력이 있을 때가 있거든요. 노래에서 전해주는 느낌보다 시각화가 됐을 때 주는 게 극대화될 때도 있어서 작업을 할 때 이미지를 무조건 떠올리죠. 이미지를 떠올린 다음에 그거를 구체화해서 곡을 쓰는 거니까.
In 1910s, while trying to communicate with the spirits, Thomas Edison once again discovered a clue about visible music. However, after giving his all to the research despite the derision from the public, Thomas Edison passed away at the age of 84, leaving behind his mysterious last words. It's very beautiful out there.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Wow, I was going to say that's the cover of Loop.
자기가 가진 생각들을 음악에 녹일 수 있다는 거가 사실 쉬운 일이 아니에요. 네. 그렇게 음악인으로서 자기의 진심과 자기가 겪었던 경험들을 가사로 풀어내고 또 음악으로 그렇게 만들어내는 게 저는 창균이가 너무 대단하고 앞으로도 많이 들어주셨으면 좋겠고 또 창균이가 멋있는 거 많이 만들 거니까.
내 생각을 얘기를 하면 너만의 그 프라이드가 딱 있는 그 자체가 난 되게 멋있다고 얘기 한번 했었잖아. 계속 그 멋있는 사람으로서 keep going 했으면 좋겠어.
근데 나는 너 처음 봤을 때도 그랬었고 음악적인 뭔가 그런 갈증 그런 거. 근데 사실 나는 너가 어떤 다른 아티스트들보다 훨씬 좋은 선상에 있다고 생각을 하거든. 엄청 응원을 해주시는 팬분들이 있으니까.
제가 가수가 되고 나서의 가장 큰 행운과 축복은 나를 열렬하게 사랑하고 응원해주는 사람을 얻었다는 거. 그리고 오늘 볼 수 있어서 너무 좋았어요. 꿈을 가지고 있다는 것 자체가 나한테는 굉장한 큰 축복이었다고 생각을 해요. 아직까지도 내가 뭔가 시도해보지도 않았는데 이거에 대해서 밥을 먹고 살 수 있을까라는 생각은 안 했던 것 같아요. 지금은 그냥 꿈만 꾸어도 괜찮을 때라고 생각이 들어요. 저는 현재까지도 꿈만 꾸고 있고.
Oh, so pretty. Wow.
Yeah. Felt like we learned a lot about him in here, you know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And is very different from NX content just because, I mean, I Am By Himself is not as loud and crazy as he is with all his besties around him. But yeah, very, very cool. Lots of stuff I didn't know. I'm very fascinated by the people they had talking to him. It's nice to see his differences with those.
Yeah, I figured, you know, I was like, oh, the guy from Just Be. I'm like, all right, that's someone that I know you love.
Yeah.
love Just Be. I'm like,
I know, that's why I was like, what? Why? What? I mean, yay. I also love Astro, so I was like, yay, Jinjin. I was like, wow, everyone I like also likes you. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was surprised. I feel like sometimes he's over talking about No Mercy. So I was kind of surprised how he touched on it here, but it is such a big event, like, in his life. And you could see how that would give you... It's like he doesn't have second thoughts that he should be doing this, and yet at the same time he wonders, does anyone like it?
Yeah.
Because of how he came in. And then imagine being, you know, you're so desperate to debut that you're willing to, like, let everyone, like, to be the villain, basically. So that you get to debut, hopefully.
Yeah. And I feel like it's so brave of him, you know, to say like that whole experience for him is traumatic, you know.
Yeah.
He could have easily said, you know, yeah, No Mercy, you know, was a very dark time for me, but I learned so much and just end it like that, you know. But like I Am is just very true to himself and like just very transparent with everyone. And that's something that I really appreciate from him, you know, like yeah, the whole No Mercy event, you know, like show was very traumatic for me, you know, and it's one of the 3 events that like really changed my life, you know,
and it's true what he said. I mean, like, of course, he's like, if nobody likes you, why will they listen to your stuff?
Yeah.
So yeah, it put him on the wrong foot right away.
Yeah, and it's just I am not shocked that he would have that question in his head, you know, like, will people like my work, you know, like have that like sense of, you know, confidence being taken away from you, you know, like you came into No Mercy thinking like, oh, I just signed with this company, you know, and so bright-eyed about it, so excited, but only to be made out as a villain on a show with like very poor editing, you know, that made him look like, yeah, very, very, you know, like that he didn't belong there, but we all know that he did, you know, like he, you know, is very, very musically like a genius, you know.
And while everyone on No Mercy was there to prove something, he had to prove twice as much. Because he had to prove he should be there first. Everyone else, they just accepted they should be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I love how, you know, Juhani's one of his strongest supporters and is so you know, and thinks he's such an amazing, you know, producer and writer and person. You know, he's lived a very different experience than a lot of people, and of course that's going to contribute to, you know, how you see things and react to things. I'm always saying if people knew how hard it is to really walk to the beat of your own drummer, they wouldn't think it was so cool. It actually takes a lot of bravery and strength to basically tell people all the time, I'm not going to do that. Why not? If that's how everyone does it, I'm not going to do it that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, that is very challenging for people to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that he never covers up and pretends like something was easy or that it was the way he would have done it. He's always like, I don't know, that was weird to me.
Yeah. And I loved that they brought in Juhan too in this documentary, because he is a really, really, like, if you watch a show of like No Mercy, you see that like all the guys were like, you know, pretty upset, right? But Juhan was the first that gave that olive branch, you know, and the tears that came from Changkyun and stuff like that, right. You know,
because he wasn't the only one surprised and set up. They all were.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So they're, you know, so
everyone was in their feelings, like, whoa.
Yeah. And I feel like that moment, you know, that's when they bonded very quickly, you know, and became really, really great brothers from that point on, you know. And Juhan just talking about Changkyun, you know, and his personality and stuff like that, because he's seen it firsthand, you know. He's seen,
I love how he's like, stop trying to be cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not. I'm just reading my book. What? Are we on?
Yeah. Like he saw the metamorphosis, you know, that took place, you know. So I love that they brought him in to talk about like Changkyun too, you know, because he's a very integral part of his life, no doubt. You know.
Yeah.
So
And it does make a lot of sense. I didn't realize that he was homeschooled for quite so long. So like that also makes a lot of sense. And like you said, you know, when he was learning social cues, he was in different countries learning other social cues. It's kind of hard to just like plop back in what supposedly is, you know, your home country, but not growing up there, losing all those pop culture references and those social references can make it really difficult for it to really feel like home. So it must be weird because it's like you're home, but it doesn't feel like it. So that disconnect really reinforces that you're other, right?
Yeah. And for him to talk about like he felt so free in Boston, you know, but then was forced to be uprooted and to go back home and like was crying about it, you know.
I oddly relate to that because I come from a military family, and I distinctly remember moving once when I was elementary school, and I basically told my parents like, you know, I would never like where we moved to, because it was like 8 or 9, so it was like at the point where you already have best friends and like a life kind of, and you're just like, I'll never love anywhere as much as I love here, you know. And that can't, I mean, I still remember how mad I was. I was mad for like 3 months. I'm sure Changkyun's a lot better grudge holder than that. So yeah, it can be really traumatic, you know. You finally feel like you're starting to set yourself up, and then everything changes and you have no control. None. So yeah, maybe to move from where you had less supervision and structure to where they're going to give you more, you know, that's an adjustment.
Yeah, but I
love how he was like, people don't get it when I say I kind of like feeling melancholy.
Yeah, and it's true, you know, there's a lot of people that don't understand that, like but I also like how he said it's okay to feel lonely or be lonely, you know. It's okay to be lonely, it's okay to feel all these different feelings, you know, that society tells you like, no, it's not okay, you know. So basically he's saying it's okay to not be okay, you know,
right? And that he's sometimes not okay, and look, and he's quote unquote a success, so you know. I did like how he kind of, you can be lonely and it's not necessarily a horrible feeling. There is a kind of loneliness that's also kind of like a quiet stillness. It's not necessarily super bad. So I like that too. There are, you know, ebbs and flows in those emotions as well as, you know, upbeat ones. So I just like it. I feel like he makes you look at those still moments differently, you know, because that's where he's like living. It's just very interesting. So I really like this, and didn't hurt that he looked so gorgeous.
Of course.
guys, I also love it every time our idols are like, I'm not wearing any makeup. Like, it's so funny to me. I'm like, you look gorgeous.
I mean, yeah, it's like, now you're being ridiculous, you know,
right?
like,
come on, guys.
You guys look amazing.
And I love hearing them talk about, remember when we had to work in that toilet? You know, just remembering how far they've come. Like they've worked hard for every little success that they've built up. So it's nice to see them getting some respect and, you know, have some of that hard work come to fruition for projects that are close to their hearts.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the more stuff we watch, the more I just can't stop thinking about how I can't wait to hear this new album. It's gonna be so good.
Yes, most definitely. It is going to be really, really good. And before we close this out, I want to ask you, how much did you relate to the Monbebe?
Oh my gosh, so cute. And how adorable was it that he was just like, I can't even look at you.
He was squirming. Like he could not take a compliment in front of a Monbebe.
And I love how she was like, you want me to just talk about what you post late at night? Because he's always posting those thirst traps. He's like, no, oh my gosh, don't talk about that. Again, there's a certain freedom in being alone that then when you see people face to face, you're like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I thought that was really cute. And so Changkyun, of course, he wants his own. He's stressed out because he's like, I'm not sure, is it enough?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I feel like No Mercy gave him. He's always wondering, is this enough? Is this enough?
Yeah.
But I loved how she was basically like, oh, I'll tell everyone what you're posting late at night. Want me to do that? Want me to do that? I was like, no, don't do that. My mom's watching. That's the vibe I got. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So amazing.
I know, right?
And that's his amazing duality, right? Right before that, he was smoldering at her, and then he found out she was a Monbebe who only thinks about him, and then all of a sudden he like,
yeah,
he had a full turtle Hyungwon moment.
Yeah.
Pulled back into his shell.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so jealous of her. Gosh. I mean, was she the director's sister or something? What, you think they had a raffle at the production company? Nothing good like that ever happened to me when I worked at a movie studio. Yes, she's the luckiest Monbebe ever. I would love to make Changkyun squirm.
Well,
but until then, I'll settle for him doing it to me.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this gave us a lot of insight to Changkyun, and I feel like his personality is evolving yet again, you know. I feel that like ever since you know, he's also brought it up too because Monbebe has brought it up, but after the whole signing to Sony Music Korea, felt like a boulder was lifted from his back, you know,
right? Like, he's no longer Atlas pushing it up a mountain.
Like it was like all he knew that he just had to get through that hurdle, like people questioning him why he isn't staying with Starship anymore. Like after all that was said and done, like I feel like he's in a very good place right now, and now we are seeing him you know, acting like a magne, you know, like very very like it's like his brooding stage is now like suppressed, you know. I feel
we
like
might have made it through angsty teenager.
Yeah,
and we could be on to college freshman. Woo woo!
I know, right? And so now we are seeing that side of him where he's like very super playful and open. Of course, like he has his awkward moments with, you know, the guys, like you know, like not saying anything, you know,
and
like
he's still a cat.
Yeah, like for example, MMT, you know, TG, you know, like that whole episode, you know, like he was very introverted, you know, we saw that, but but you know, like lately, you know, he's been very very like happy, and it really shows, you know, and we're also happy for him, you know, and most definitely too with his solo debut, you know.
That's another reason I'm really excited. I feel like it's gonna be, like you said, another chapter, a new shift. He's just in a different headspace, and
different environment,
show different things, and ooh, the excitement! I cannot deal with it.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yay! Yes. So we are super excited for Overdrive, and we hope you guys are as well. And of course, if you guys have the funds as of this recording to pre-order his album, please do so, you know, and if not, when it comes out, just stream, you know, and that's always so helpful as well.
So excited! Yay!
Yes. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we are La Chi and we will see you guys next time.
안녕.